Do you think a ceasefire would benefit? Because the concern is, by those who are not calling for a ceasefire, including Keir Starmer and the Prime Minister of the Conservative government as well, is that actually a ceasefire only benefits Hamas, who can reorganise themselves and then can continue their attacks on the Israeli civilian people. Do you think that actually a ceasefire will in any way benefit the ordinary people of Gaza, ordinary civilians, including children?
Well, they're being massacred on a daily basis, Julia, at the moment. So, of course, a ceasefire would be beneficial to the people living in Gaza, which is, let's remember, is a concentration camp.
It's not a concentration camp.
Well, I'm sorry,
How
Julia.
How dare you use that phrase? How dare you?
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. Are Palestinians working gas chambers in Gaza?
Julia, what is the definition of a concentration camp?
I'm just so appalled.
People are penned in. They are not allowed to leave.
You seem like a normal person.
Nobody is allowed to go
You seem like a normal person with normal values.
They have a fence around them.
And
they are oppressed. They are regularly bombarded by the Israeli regime. What an absolute outrage. And how you can defend a regime which is behaving worse than Nazis, actually, in some respects.
Worse than Nazis. There we go.
Yes,
worse
absolutely.
Than Nazis.
Because what we are seeing, thousands of children are being murdered by this Israeli regime.
Why don't we just save time? Why don't you just come on this show and just shout, "I hate Jewish people," and save everyone time?
What do you say about the Jewish people then that have joined the rallies and marches in support of a ceasefire, in support of the Palestinian people? What do you say about them, Julia? Because there are thousands of Jews who are utterly opposed.
There are thousands, tens of thousands of Jews in this country who are terrified about what is happening because of people like you, who are basically saying you support terrorist organisations that don't think that Israel or the Jewish people have a right to exist.
The terrorist organisation is the Israeli regime. They are the terrorists.
They're a democratically elected government. They're a democratically elected government. They are not a prescribed terrorist organisation, which Hamas is.
Because the Palestinians living in Israel have not got a vote. So don't give me that nonsense about.
There are plenty of Arabs. If you're not an Israeli national, and there are plenty of Arab Israelis who are, you do have a vote in Israel.
Well, I'm sorry, Julia. You need to actually look that there are tens of thousands, if not millions, of Palestinians living in the area outside of Gaza, who do not have a vote. And indeed, it's an absolutely apartheid regime. There's no doubt about that.
It's an apartheid regime. It's not an apartheid regime. I mean, for goodness sake, in what way is Israel not an apartheid regime? There is nothing you can...
Hold on a minute. I bet Salem, which